Today in downtown Charlotte, getting ready for matchup number 2, the Ball Hogs and the enemies, Michael Rappaport with Gilbert Arenas.
Season 3, Big 3, much anticipated debut of the Hibachi, a.k.a. Agent Zero, a.k.a. Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert, you didn't play last week. You're here this week. What can we expect from you? Week 2, Season 3, the Big 3.
A lot of shots. Since I am one game behind, I got to get my game rhythm, so I got to shoot it out. I don't plan on passing the ball, but if I'm forced to, I will.
So you're saying, like, can we expect a pass in the first half or second half? When do we expect to see you make your first pass?
Probably in the second half, so I'm going to stay away from pick and rolls. So I'm not forced to actually pass the ball. If I'm one-on-one, then I don't have to pass the ball.
Now, you're one of the world's best trash talkers, okay? We saw you play in the other league, the big league. This is the Big 3. But we haven't seen you play high-level professional basketball. Gilbert Arenas, a.k.a. the Hibachi, what do you have left in the tank, sir?
Well, we're gonna see. I've been training, for a while now. I've been playing one-on-one, two-on-two. So we'll see what happens with all the bruising and the fighting out there.
Because there's hand checking.
What?
They could put them hands and paws on you.
Yeah, that worked against Avery Johnson. That didn't work against no one after Iverson. The hand check is for guys who turn their back on players.
The Ball Hogs try and slow down Gilbert Arenas and the enemies, the Big 3 from Charlotte.
Summer's not the time for making bucket lists. Bookers know summer is for booking it. Like booking a beachside resort and ordering 2 more tacos than you need to. Check. Showing the deep end who's boss. Check. Starting a scooter gang with the fam. Check. Awesome. Bookers know summer won't last forever.
You're gonna thank me.
So be a booker at Booking.com, the world's #1 choice for booking accommodations.
Can you feel it coming in the air? Sharif needs open heart surgery.
Let me see.
Byron isn't feeling Kristen right now. He doesn't want her at all. You have 20+ years of friendship.
You don't expose people's families.
Right is right and wrong is wrong. We might not ever be friends again.
Basketball Wives, new season. Check your local listings.
2017 Big 3 MVP Rashard Lewis is straight up money from beyond the arc. But Killer 3's captain Steven Jackson is a fierce defender who shut down some of the best who ever did it. 2018 Big 3 scoring champ Sligger Ricky Davis knocks down 4-pointers and rim-shaking dunks with ease. But the enemies have a new sheriff in town, and they call him Agent Zero.
After a big start for the Big 3 in downtown Charlotte, it's on to matchup number 2. Ball Hogs versus the enemies at the home of the Hornets with Michael Rappaport, Jim Jackson. I'm Carter Blackburn, and yes, Gilbert Arenas is in the house, set to make his Big 3 debut.
I can't wait, because this is what I think the league is all about. Superstars coming back, making a debut. Everybody knows Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas, just waiting and anticipating what will happen, because they need it, because both these teams right now coming off losses are looking for their first W.
Well, let's take a look at the rosters brought to you by State Farm. And, of course, yes, Gilbert Arenas along with Perry Jones, Lamar Odom, Craig Smith, Frank Robinson, Royce White for Rick Mahorn's enemies, and the Ball Hogs tasked with slowing those guys down. Gilbert Arenas, Tampa, Florida, 11-year NBA career. You know about what Agent Zero has done, and now he's bringing it to the Big 3.
Well, he is. And again, the credibility of the league is all built around the players that we recognize. And Gilbert, as recognizable as anybody, and fans want to see and relive some of those classic moments that we saw with him in the NBA. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch him compete out here in the Big 3.
Rick Mahorn led Trilogy to the inaugural Big 3 title in 2017. Rick Mahorn now in his 3rd season as a Big 3 head coach. First with the enemies, and for the Ball Hogs. State Farm roster. Scalarbine, Josh Childress, DeShawn Stevenson, Quintel Woods joining up, wearing number 6. Will McDonald and Marcus Williams. And the Ball Hogs for head coach Rick Barry, the Hall of Famer from Elizabeth, New Jersey. So Michael Rappaport. And this should be fun with Brian Scalarbine.
All right, I'm here with Brian. What?
Don't look at me like that.
I'm telling you right now, Scal, your team is in trouble. It's season 3. You've been with this team. At some point, you got to start pointing the finger at yourself. What's up with the Ball Hogs?
It's got to be Michael Rappaport's fault. If it's not me, it's your fault.
Hey, I have nothing to do with it.
Stop asking me questions before the game, and maybe we'll get a win.
I came to town last night. Dinner, nothing. I see you on the court. You act like you don't know me, like you're better than me. You think you're better than me, Scalarbine?
Well, I know I'm better than you, but you didn't text me. And I will go out and hang out with you if you text me. How about I give you Providence? No, I won't give you Providence. I'll give you Oklahoma City. No, I won't give you Oklahoma. What about Birmingham? You going to Birmingham?
Possibly.
Okay, I'm busy there. What about Dallas?
Fine, Scal. You guys are playing the hibachi. What is your memory of playing against Gilbert Arenas in the NBA?
Him shooting and then turning around and not even seeing it go in.
What do you expect from him tonight in his Big 3 debut?
A lot of isolations from the top.
And what can we expect from you tonight?
I'm calling my shot. 6 points, 2 3-pointers. I'm calling my shot.
The man they call the White Mamba. We don't know why. We don't know where it came from. But, guys, he's ready to go. He's broken a little sweat. You're beating.
That's called a lather. It's a lather.
All right, fellas. This is going to be a good game. We got a lot of personalities. Kemba is in Sukasa. I plan on taking advantage of my all-access and getting an interview with him. The great Kemba Walker. New York is in the house. Harlem is in the house.
Now, Michael, this tries to Brian for dinner last night, and then on the court. I mean, this doesn't even take a text message. This doesn't take a group text.
Well, the thing is that Scal's blown me off for dinner a couple of times. Jimmy Jackson's like, yeah, next week, I got you. Nothing also. So he somehow has gotten the big head.
So how did I get involved in this conversation?
Well, you can't take...
No.
I can't get dinner.
You don't, because you don't smoke cigars. So you can't have dinner and not smoke cigars.
Like a steak and some scallops?
No. The cigar comes with it.
Well, I'm happy to be a part of the Big 3 tradition of blowing off Michael Rappaport. I feel like I've really made it into the Big 3 now, so... Well, Scalarbine, all right, 2 threes. What do you think, the Ball Hogs? And don't you love also what Gilbert told Michael, said, it's going to be a lot of shots. I don't plan on passing the ball. I mean, that's a man who's going to get direct answers from everyone in the building.
Well, he'll get a lot of shots, and I believe that's his goal, is to kind of get into a rhythm early. But back to Scal, he'll have some open 3-point shots because the enemies probably won't guard him out that far. So we'll see when he gets that first open shot, does he step up with confidence and knock it in.
It'll be the Ball Hogs getting it started. Both teams trying to avoid 0-2 to begin the season. Playing to 50, have to win by 2. The shot clock set at 14, and yes, the 4-point shot. So here's Gilbert Arenas. First look, 3 in the books for Agent Zero.
Well, in an interview earlier, he said the first thing he's going to do when he come out is do what?
Yeah, get it up.
Get it up.
Yeah.
So he didn't disappoint.
Well, here's your scouting report. Gilbert Arenas has come ready to shoot.
Well, scouting report is shots are going up. That's it.
Off the second chance, there's Smith. McDonald couldn't corral it off the board, so an early 5-0 start for the enemies. Craig Smith, Inglewood.
Yeah, it's interesting with this Ball Hogs team because, you know, the last 3 years, team. So not having the overall success that Rick Barry had wants. These last few years, but haven't been able to close a lot of them, even taking the lead in the halftime. So the ability to close the game has been a struggle with this Ball Hogs team.
Stevenson pokes it away from Arenas and then gets it back. Stevenson takes a bump, play on. Second chance won't go, and there's McDonald. Physical inside early on. And Will McDonald from New Orleans, first season of the Big Three, out of South Florida, able to take advantage. Here's Arenas creating, drawing a foul. So matchup problem early.
Well, also, too, but you think about this. From a defensive standpoint, when Arenas has the ball in the middle of the floor, the question is for the Ball Hogs, with Will McDonald especially, you see a great pass inside to Perry. Jones not able to finish. Is how much help do you give? You force the other players to have to beat you and not just let Gilbert Arenas isolate you.
And then Jones commits the foul on Stevenson. Well, we got the under in that discussion with Michael about when's the first pass going to be, first half or second half. Gilbert did, in fact, give it up in the first half very early on. But DeShawn Stevenson, Fresno, California. Won a title with the Mavs after the 5-0 enemies start. 4 for the Ball Hogs.
See a little mismatch. Try to isolate Perry Jones inside. Off balance. Not able to finish over the top of Marcus Williams.
Jones has missed his first 2. Smith clears it. Arenas with Marcus Williams guarding him, but it's going to be Smith off the bounce. Smith takes it in tight on McDonald. Kick out. Jones.
Some good looks.
Stevenson launches on Jones for 3. And the Ball Hogs 7 straight after a 5-0 start for the enemies.
A great job of Stevenson relocating himself to the vacant area on the court, and Williams able to sneak that pass to get him that open 3.
So here's Arenas floating on Williams, and 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a matchup problem this afternoon, and Williams understands that. That time, again, the isolation on the post. Arenas feels the body, knowing he had enough room on the baseline to turn, and then with the contact, with the soft touch.
And you get the ball going through the hoop, start to get the sweat going a little bit.
Early.
And feeling it.
I mean, it's just like anything. I mean, you play the game, you get into a rhythm by seeing the ball go through the net, whether that's at the free throw line, a layup, a jump shot. Now you feel more comfortable. And he's able to make an impact early. Speaking of impact.
That's right. And Kemba Walker is in the house. A lot of eyes on Kemba.
Well, I love Kemba. I mean, he was one of my favorite players when he came out of the draft, and there were a lot of questions on point guard. What would he play? Could he fit? Was he too small? I think he's answered all of that and more. Another open shot.
Long rebound. Taken by Quintel Woods. Stevenson, step into. That's a tough 2.
Yeah, good defense that time by Royce White. Better offense. Now, I told Royce, I said, listen, man, I need more than 3 minutes this time. You can't get kicked out. You can't get kicked out early in the game.
Deep 3, Arenas, 4-point range, but not in the circle. So here's Stevenson. Quick tap out, and now Perry Jones. Roy's backing in on Woods. Dumps it off, and a good find. Jones can't finish again at the rim, but draws the foul off the good look from Royce White.
And that time, Perry Jones snuck back door, but how about Royce White with the heads-up play to see the defense was coming, and then being able to hit a cutting Jones underneath.
Which is why you want him out there rather than getting involved in fisticuffs and getting ejected like last week.
Well, I mean, talented player, bro. I mean, he could play the game, and you know, I'm just happy to see him back out here. He battled with the depression issue. He was very vocal about it. Think about it, at the time when it happened, people weren't talking about it as a serious issue. They just thought maybe something was going on. But now, 4 or 5 years later, you're like, no, I get the issues, why things were they were. So I'm glad to see him back out here competing.
And Royce White, as a basketball player, is such a pleasure to watch.
That's what I'm saying. You know, all the way around. You deal with certain things in your life, and now you're able to utilize and use basketball as an outlet, a conduit, confidence-wise, to feel good about yourself, play the game you love.
Yeah, you heard that reaction from the crowd for Cube with White Kimberly, courtside. Folks in downtown Charlotte happy to see Cube out here.
Cube is the staple point here. His vision, along with Jeff Quantinus, done a phenomenal job of continuing to grow the league, not only here, but internationally as well.
White, kick out, Jones. Robinson lost it on the way back up, out of bounds. Enemies keep it. And they're ready to applaud him again. Come on.
Why not?
More love for Q.
Yeah, the offensive rebound right here, and quick hands inside but Quintel Woods, but enemies able to retain possession.
So 5-0 start for enemies. Game 2 of 3 today in Charlotte, the Big 3. Joe Johnson, the game winner in Game 1.
A lot of open shots right here by the enemies early, not able to knock it in. Ball Hogs, but yet with those missed shots, the Ball Hogs still not able to take advantage of it.
Robinson rejected. A defensive presence inside from Quintel Woods, Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, Quintel can give you this long, athletic, and perfect timing here to be able to get up, contest the shot, block it, you know, without fouling.
Replacing Jermaine Taylor, lost for the season, ruptured Achilles and the opener. So now Woods on the offensive end. Defense to offense, Quintel Woods. First game with the Ball Hogs. Solid Big 3 debut in the early going.
Yep.
Smith triple. Inglewood, always up to no good.
No
Craig
good,
Smith.
right? Yeah, but you know, think about Craig Smith too. You look at him, he's like, well, maybe a little undersized inside, but he has the ability, you see great post up with McDonald, to pull a beautiful stroke from the perimeter. So now you have to guard him out there, you know, a little bit further as a post player, which we see in the NBA now anyway.
Will McDonald to the line. And so the Ball Hogs down by 5 early, but rallying back. A 2-point lead. McDonald free throw worth 2. 2-point edge for the Ball Hogs. Timeout. Will McDonald in tight in the Big 3.
Big 3. Now that's a magic number. Got the homies balling out for the whole damn summer in that 4-point circle with that ghost ball of purple. If you check the roster,
next Sunday, the Big 3 is back on CBS with some big-time matchups in the ATA. Steven Jackson leads the retooled Killer Threes against the three-headed monsters in their monster from beyond the arc, Mr. Rashard Lewis. Yes, sir. Then it's a players-only battle of the best as 2017 Big 3 Champs Trilogy take on the reigning champs Power. And Saturday on CBS-SN, the Bigs throw down. Stat and Jermaine O'Neal go toe-to-toe with Drew Gooden and DeMar Johnson. And you know what that means. In the lane, only the strong survive.
Unfortunately, flips to the wrong side of that dunk right there.
That's the Big 3, baby. Big 3 basketball, and you don't want to miss it. Next weekend on CBS and CBS.
The Big 3 tomorrow on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports, CBS Sports Network. Game 3 is one to keep an eye on. Dr. J back in Philly with Tri-State. And I tell you what, there is big breaking news everywhere around Charlotte right now. Michael Rappaport is with Kemba Walker.
All right, I'm with Kemba Walker. The Bronx is in Sukasa. Kemba, what do you think of the Big 3 so far?
I love it. It's a dope experience. You know, we got some guys some former players who played in the league as well as all around the world. They put on a great show for the crowd, though. So I got some friends, I got some teammates, you know, that I play with, like Big Al, for instance, Gennaro Pargo as well. So, you know, I came to support and watch those guys.
Now, I always get offended and upset because New York isn't represented so much in professional basketball right now. You're one of the last men standing for now. If you were going to say your all-time Big 3 New York basketball team that you were putting together, who would it be, Kemba?
I would go with Stephon Marbury, Ron Artest, and Lamar Odom.
That's a good big three. Now, obviously, it's going to be an interesting summer for you, but when it's all said and done, years and years and years from now, can we expect you in the big three, Kemba?
I think so, man. I think when I'm done playing in the NBA, I don't know if I'm going to want to stop playing basketball. So I can see myself getting in the big three for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever you decide, I wish you a lot of luck. I'm a big fan. Everybody loves Kemba. Good luck to whatever you decide, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Appreciate
All right, Kemba. Have a great summer, fellas. That's unprecedented access with Kemba Walker, all-star. Everything's about to get rich, as he deserves. In a matter of hours.
But, you know, more importantly, all-time great person, individual. You can tell the humbleness in his voice, his demeanor. Teammates love playing with. And I know he's in a tough position here in Charlotte because it's not that, you know, the Bobcats are not loyal. They understand that in order for the franchise to grow, it may not be conducive economically to pay Kemba, despite the service and work that he put in. And he deserves, to me, to be in a place where he can put those talents on a, you know, I think a pedestal in regards to playoffs, to show the world what he can do in that environment. It may not be in Charlotte. It may be somewhere where the national audience can really get a chance to experience and enjoy watching him play.
And when you understand what makes him a great player is what he's whenever it's done in the NBA, I'm not ready to be done playing ball, because if there was a guy who absolutely loves being on the floor, ball in his hands, Kemba Walker. So, you know, that's I thought Michael was going to get, you know, the answer is where the NBA stop was going to be, but the real answer is the big three stop.
That was good. That might have been another 4-point interview right there.
That's exactly right. I mean, that was major. That was.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the real question was, will you play in the big three? That's the question.
The little part?
Yeah, the little part. the big part is that we have confirmation that I'd probably say in about 10 years, Kemba Walker will be a part of the big three. So that is breaking news.
Now, I know Brian is ducking you on dinner, but I think Kemba would be a better dinner invite, because I know who's picking up the check in that scenario. I mean,
listen, wherever Kemba goes, I think he's going to be picking up the check for the rest of the summer. Now, how do you feel about the fans out here? Do you think there's heartbreak that Scal hasn't taken the court so far this game?
You know what? The heightened expectation when Scal got introduced, the crowd was anticipating it. Right now, they're still just kind of sitting on their edges of their seat, waiting for Scal to get in the game.
It's like a meteor. Like you know it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? And when you see it happen, you never forget it for the rest of your life.
And there's a chance of disaster, like with any meteor. Here's Woods. And one. How about Quintel Woods' presence? Scalarbine loves it.
Well, huge, because, again, we talked about the injury for the Ball Hogs, and now you bring in a Quintel Woods. Misses the first opportunity, the easy bunny right there, but guess what? On the second try, why not get 3 points out of the situation? And Scal being Scal.
The meteor.
The meteor.
That we can hang that one on him too, right? Why not put another nickname on the board? We guaranteed us 6. That's a different kind of Agent Zero.
Well, listen, very efficient right there.
That's right. That's
0 minutes, 0 points, 0 turnovers.
0 bad shots.
0 bad shots.
That's exactly right. Harry Jones struggling with the shot.
Yeah. Now it's starting to get in his head a little bit. You see a nice little bump right there. McDonald inside, but Perry able to get some open shots. And, you know, you're not knocking them down. It does tend to get in your psyche. Now you start to think about it instead of just letting it go. So even for Perry, he may have to get himself to the free throw line, get a couple layups, kind of break that mindset a little bit.
Free throw worth 2 for McDonald. 9-point edge for the Ball Hogs. So 5-0 start for the enemy. Since then, Ball Hogs have dominated. Gilbert Arenas back on the floor. And we'll see if the enemies can effectively play through him, along with Perry Jones and Royce White. And now Royce is going to check back out. And Craig Smith rounds it down on the floor for the enemies. An 11-2 Ball Hogs run. Williams to a rolling McDonald. Knocked away by Arenas. McDonald sticks with it. Fight for the loose ball. Won by McDonald and a foul on Smith. Stick-to-itiveness from Will McDonald.
Yeah, a lot of activity that time on both ends. Defensively, Arenas able to knock the ball away from McDonald, but you talked about it. McDonald staying with it, true to it, and able to pick up the foul on the back end.
And now Smith will get a big. Royce White in. 11 points for Will McDonald. First season in the Big Three. Had 17 and 12 in his Big Three debut. A low down low for the Ball Hogs.
Talking about the 5th overall pick in the draft. So value in what McDonald can do is already paying off. Again, you want that value to pay off in the victory. So it's important as the Ball Hogs get into halftime here. Again, the struggles they've had in second halves of games, we'll see if that can change.
11 points from the line for the Ball Hogs.
But that's the key. Why? I mean, if you can get in the penalty and get to the line, knock it down, that's easy money.
Arenas, fade away on Williams. Halftime at 25. Stevenson, 3. Fouled on the three-point shot. Perry Jones fouls DeShawn Stevenson. So 1 shot for 3 points. And here's the fun wrinkle. Fouled on the three-point shot. Get a chance to have it again with nobody in your face, right?
That's right. Step up there and knock it in. Oh.
Loose ball. Royce White pulls it out of there. White in tight. McDonald gets a block. And then White brings it back on Stevenson. McDonald will send us to halftime. A first half dominated by Will McDonald. It's a 13-2 run for the Ball Hogs, sending us to halftime. 13 first half points from Will McDonald from New Orleans, Louisiana. And after Gilbert Arenas and the enemies got off to the hot start, it's the Ball Hogs 13-2 run. Michael is with DeShawn Stevenson.
All right, DeShawn, NBA champion. You guys are ahead. You've had struggles in your 3 years as a Ball Hogs. You're your second year with the Ball Hogs. What do you make of this team so far this season?
Man, we got a different group. We out there playing, as you can see, playing together. Everything is easy. And it's better when you're playing your ex-teammate. You're kind of kicking his butt, too, at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. A couple of your ex-teammates, you got Gilbert Arenas. What do you make of his game so far? What do you think Gilbert has left in the tank?
I think Gilbert still got a lot. You can see, he's just got to get that knee involved. When he gets the knee going, he can shoot the ball, he can do a lot of things, but it's just good seeing my brother back out there playing.
And what about the White Mamba? Will the White Mamba make an appearance in the second half?
I guarantee White Mamba will be on the court, and he'll hit a 3.
All right, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Fellas, more unprecedented access. That's what you call unprecedented access.
If that's not a tease for the second half of this game, I don't know what is. Agent 45, Will McDonald leading the way.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places. VH1 Basketball Wives. New season. Check your local listing. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
The NASCAR Hall of Fame in downtown Charlotte. When you're usually around here, when you throw up 3, it's in memory of Dale Earnhardt. But the 3 this weekend for the Big 3. And the Ball Hogs with a 26-13 edge. And it has been with so much hype.
We can talk about the difference with this team. The ball is moving. Players are active. So as a result, you're able to get cleaner looks at the basket. I'm sure in the second half they'll continue with that, and I look to see Gilbert Arenas got to have more of an impact in the second half.
Well, Jim and I are going to go get a pretzel because it's time to toss it over to Michael Rappaport with Brian Scalarbine.
All right, unprecedented access on the Ball Hogs bench.
Yo, how great would it have been if we were teammates at the end of the bench, just chilling?
That would have been sick, man.
Oh, my God, we've been killing everybody out
That
there.
would have been so sick. Now, your team is winning 26-13, Scal. Okay, the only thing different okay, this week than last week is that you haven't been on the court yet.
Yeah.
Do you think that's helping your team?
Yeah, for sure. What do you want me to say? Shorter rotations. Will's having a great game. If he gets tired or he gets foul trouble, I got to be able to be out there. But right now, you got to go with what's working. I got to throw the ego aside. You have to try that once in a while. I've been watching your shows, man. You always try to be the main guy. Sometimes you just got to be a subcategory.
Now, Scal, listen, I've known you for years.
Yeah, we have.
I consider you like the brother that I never wanted. I'm going to keep it funky with you. Did you eat a hot dog before the game? Because your breath is like, it's like, I mean, you're like literally like you're offending my nose.
Well, you are a little bit. You're in my airspace. I don't really like that. But I didn't have a hot dog. Maybe coffee? Maybe I had a steak last night. You know how people that got it in their teeth and they don't floss? We've all been around those guys. But, hey, back it up a little bit. I did have steak last night, though.
Because whatever you had, I'm feeling the remnants of it, and it's offending me.
We would have been great teammates.
Fellas, that's more unprecedented access with the White Mamba, a.k.a. the Meteor.
I mean, Brian Scalarbine may be the only guy capable of filibustering an interview with Michael Rappaport. I mean, to take the microphone away from Michael, and you know, you hung the nickname the Meteor on Brian Scalarbine. I think he might have just hung you with subcategory.
Listen, Brian Scalarbine should absolutely be in show business. Like, there's definitely a career for him as a comedic actor. I don't think he could do drama, but I definitely see a career for him as a comedic actor. He could be like a giant Will Ferrell.
Hey, what was that pronunciation again?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Hey, listen, though, he'll be a great pitch guy. Kind of like Peyton Manning, the dry sense of humor, just awesome, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The timing,
yep.
The deadpan, he's got it. He's got it.
Michael, you look like you're hoping to sub into the game for the Ball Hogs right now.
You know, I'll be honest, these guys are so out of my league, and don't get it twisted, you know, you guys don't, but the fans, you know, don't get it twisted. These guys are all ridiculous and you know, ex-pros and all that stuff. But I still have hoop dreams, and that's one of my favorite things is literally being able to watch these guys up close. It's a real dream come true to be this close to the action.
Well, why don't you let them do their jobs, Michael, and then we'll...
Some of these guys won't let them do their jobs.
There is the unprecedented access from the subcategory. And now Craig Smith to the line.
A chance to get a 4-point play here. Smith talked about the beautiful stroke that he has, and that time Williams out of control. Ran right into the leg of Craig Smith after he was able to knock down that 3-point shot.
So back to within 6. McDonald draws all the D. Arenas and Smith both digging down now on Will McDonald. That's a clear halftime adjustment.
Well, but also, too, McDonald got to understand that you got the mismatch to go quick. If not, once you bring the ball down, Gilbert is savvy enough to try to knock it and swipe it away before you can get it up, if you're McDonald.
So here's Gilbert Arenas. He draws the Ball Hog D, draws all 3 defenders, and then turns it over to the hands of Stevenson, who gives it right back to White. Tries to whip it down low. Who touched it? 1.2 to shoot.
We'll
get a reset.
Yeah.
And there we go for the Ball Hogs. McDonald right past Arenas to the rim. So McDonald facing up off the bounce as well.
Yeah, and I thought Marcus Williams had the shot. Initially, he didn't shoot it. I think that defense even hesitated. That opened up the lane for McDonald once he received the pass to get in there and score an easy layup.
8 points for Gilbert Arenas. Misses that one.
Got him.
McDonald, yeah, I think. What do you think? What do you think, Jim? Was that a foul on Gilbert?
Nah.
Yeah.
That was an old school 80s defense that you used to get away with of grabbing the trunks right here.
That's, I mean,
a smart play.
Yeah.
It took away the layup.
And then you got to really appreciate the shock, the look of shock from Gilbert. What? And still no answer, Will McDonald.
And DeShawn Stevenson is just doing this motion with his hands to keep it going, you know? Keep it going through McDonald, who's having an excellent afternoon.
And right on cue, DeShawn Stevenson, right after you said it, keep it going. That's exactly what DeShawn telling his teammates out there. So go through Big Mac. And they have to the tune of 19 already. The Ball Hogs 32 from Will McDonald after 17 points last week. Keep it going. Turnaround, feeling it.
Hey, it's a simple play. A little pick and roll allows McDonald to get in a comfortable position right there on the block, and then using the baseline to his benefit to turn and showing off the soft touch.
Joe Johnson, the star in game one, and now Big Mag Will McDonald. Although Agent Zero has something to say about it.
Yeah, but for the enemies, the key is getting stops. And there you go, right there, Craig Smith. Excellent job. Woo! And he knocked it in.
Count it. Play on. Smith was arguing for the foul on McDonald, but instead 3 in the books, and it comes right off the defense.
It did. Now can you get consecutive stops? That's how you're going to get yourself back in this game if you're the enemies.
Stevenson crossing over. Royce White tees it up, ends up with a foul late. Ends up with a foul late after some terrific D.
Yeah, and Royce White may have an argument here, and we'll see if at the end of the shot does he get a piece of the arm, because this is really good defense right here. I thought that was all ball.
I mean, you talked about enemies start with defense. Yes, you get that foul call, and obviously Royce White not happy about it. But the emphasis on D showing up for the enemies right now.
Unless they called a different foul, because Stevenson was going up for the shot, but they took the ball on the side. So he must have called that foul on the ground.
On the floor.
On the floor.
Right. Marcus Williams can't save that one for the Ball Hogs. Quintel Wood's going to check back in. And so McDonald gets a break, a well-deserved break. 21 in the game so far for Will McDonald. 21 of the 34 for the Ball Hogs. 7 for 10 shooting now for McDonald. Smith takes a tumble, play on.
And because the ball was not touched, the Ball Hogs will be able to take it out underneath the basket.
Rick Barry's ball. See who they played through now with McDonald on the bench. Woods, step in, long 2 into the hands of Arenas. Woods tries to get it back. Rick Barry, spry for the loose ball win for the Ball Hogs. I mean, up off the bench in a hurry. So a 7-point edge for the Ball Hogs, playing to 50, got to win by 2. Tonight at 10:30 Eastern, CBS Sports Network is on the hardwood as the Indiana Fever battle the Las Vegas Aces. It's the WNBA on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Lisa Leslie in the house, the 3-time WNBA MVP. Now riding Joe Johnson with the triplets. I mean, a heck of a 2-week debut for Joe Johnson. 27 and then 20, gets the last 8 in game 1 today here in Charlotte.
But an excellent 2 weeks for the triplets in general too. Joe, the catalyst, but I do believe from a coaching perspective, Lisa Leslie continued to make little adjustments to put her players in situations where they're comfortable. And again, having a new team and not kind of knowing each other's strengths, it takes time. But if you look at the triplets, and we were talking about this, they're one of those teams that you just look at that just know how to play together. You know, so it was really great watching the coordination between Lisa and her team, the communication, and Joe just flat out balling.
Discussion whose ball it is. Enemy's ball. Arenas gets it right back. 8 to shoot. Arenas crossing over. A little push off. Step back. Couldn't finish. So got the matchup he wanted. I think Quintel Wood's over there to say, all right. We're going to keep going at it. Williams, long 2. Quintel Woods with some springs, too.
Yeah, that time Quintel came from the backside, not able to keep the ball alive, but Williams has a shot. Wood knocks it out of bounds.
Frank Robinson from Compton. Arenas on Woods again. Arenas gets past him, dumps it off. Robinson. Woods recovers with a block for the Ball Hogs. And now Quintel Woods backing down Gilbert Arenas. Out to Stevenson. Woods offensive board. Williams can't finish it off. So Woods does everything he can to give the Ball Hogs a chance. Nothing out of it.
Yeah, and that time enemies couldn't take advantage of it. Ball Hogs. Let's see if they go back. Quintel.
Into the hands of Robinson. Couldn't finish the easy two. There's Royce White to help him out.
No. 5-point game. Enemies struggled offensively, but yet in reaching distance here.
Will McDonald still on the bench for the Ball Hogs, as is Brian Scalarbine. One of those players has 21 points in the game. Arenas, shot clock winding out as Stevenson's hand in his face. It's a shot clock violation. So the Ball Hogs D'ing it up, frustrating Gilbert Arenas. A 4 for 10 shooting day now for Gilbert Arenas.
But I don't understand why they call a shot clock violation. So, but it's an air ball, and the Ball Hogs should have been able to catch that and finish it.
I think Rick Berry's asking the same thing.
Yeah,
and McDonald's going to get back in the game next chance.
Yeah, it's different if he shoots that shot and it's not up before the shot clock goes off and if you stop play. But that one, but the Ball Hogs able to try to make up for it. But enemies right there with another offensive basket to cut the lead to 3.
9-0 run for the enemies to get it back to 3. Smith makes it an 11-0 run, and we have a 1-point game. 11 straight for the enemies.
Yeah,
they've taken advantage with Will McDonald out of the game.
Well, Rick Berry's putting them back in there on the next possession. That's that ball.
Stevenson crosses over, takes it at Royce White, and gets the foul. So Stevenson, 1 shot for 2 points. Here comes McDonald. So McDonald's going to sub in, and Marcus Williams back to the bench. And 21 of the Ball Hogs' 34 points from Will McDonald. 6'11" big man out of New Orleans. Stevenson gets the 2 and gives the Ball Hogs a 3-point edge again. Royce White backing in. White fouled inside by Quintel Woods.
Not like that. That's just straight one-on-one. And the thing about it, Royce White was able to get deep post position early, which makes it tougher to kind of come down and dig a little bit to get the ball out of his hands. And he smartly, again, went against the defense, spun baseline, picked up the foul, but not able to knock in the free throw.
Playing to 50 after win by 2. Stevenson into McDonald.
Why not?
Quick catch. Royce White bothers it and then gets fouled. McDonald got popped, but play on. And then Royce White sticking with it.
Yeah, a lot of physical activity that time. McDonald probably did get bumped inside, but the officials didn't call it. And right there on the missed layup, it was White. Right place, right time.
There's Smith with a face-up again. Yep. I mean, you called it early on, Jimmy. That is toughest part of his game.
It is. And now you force McDonald to have to come out and guard you. So what that does is get that big body away from the basket.
Robinson foul on the floor before the shot, but Robinson at 6'4", that's another mismatch.
But I like that play because it was a middle pick and roll, and McDonald gave himself enough space that if Robinson fronts, you throw it to the backside and you have no backside help. Now you're able to catch and kind of go up for your shot.
Now it's McDonald and Robinson doing battle again. McDonald tries the spin, draws the help. Smith gets the block, lost it out of bounds. Ball Hog ball.
Robinson, if you watch him, got a little underneath McDonald. And how about the help that time by Craig Smith doing it all, not just knocking down shots, but contributing on the defensive end as well.
1.7 showing on the shot clock here for the Ball Hogs. So quick inbound. Stevenson lets it fly for 3. Air ball. Shot clock violation. Even at 36. Ball Hogs in the second half, just 4 for 17 shooting. So trying to get back into the rhythm.
Well, I talked about their struggles in the past in this league, of how they failed at times when they've had a lead to maintain it, in particular in the second half, to finish off games, and we've seen some of that pop back up in the second half now.
McDonald got a foul on McDonald. I was waiting until that was officially called because Rick Barry is arguing vociferously this offensive foul.
Well,
McDonald and Robinson.
Yeah, I don't like that call because Robinson had McDonald hooked. Okay, and now the official on the baseline may have been out of position, and he saw, you know, the foul part of it. Robinson fall down, but it was Robinson that initiated the contract.
White with the kickoff, and now White's going to get it back off the missed look from Craig Smith.
Oh, nice move. Nice move.
And finishes with the left. Enemies back on top, 38-36. They trailed by 12 early. But the enemies and Royce White fighting back with a 2-point edge in the Big 3.
Ball in McDonald's hand.
White on Woods. Royce White backing down Quintel Woods and finishes with the right. Both hands at the basket for Royce White.
Talented, you know, able to get inside again. When you're in the middle of the lane and you got a couple shooters around you, now you got space to work with, and Royce smartly navigated his way in there for easy 2.
Enemies trying to close out a come from behind win. They trailed by 12, playing to 50, have to. Woods 3 is off. Another defensive rebound. Robinson lets it fly, and McDonald hands on the basketball again. Facing up. A slow, cold shooting second half of the Ball Hogs has allowed the enemies to regain the lead, 10 points away from the win.
Here's the issue, too, is that for the Ball Hogs, if I'm Coach Rick Barry, drive the ball to the basket. Right now, shooting a lot of jump shots. So you're allowing the enemies now to get in position because of these long jump shots to get layups and get inside, out of position. So, yes, you're not hitting it, but now put some pressure on the defense, take them off the bounce, see if you can get a layup. If nothing else, get to the free throw line.
19 so far for Smith. 1 shot for 2 points. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds. Off of Stevenson, who gets to go and say hello to some fans of the first row. Oh, did Cube get that loose ball?
No, Cube. Did he get it?
I think so. I mean, it's a guy who's involved in every piece, right?
Expensive seats, baby. Right at the bottom of the screen. We couldn't see it right there, but
that's a loose ball for Cube. With White Kimberly courtside here in Charlotte. We're going to go to the replay monitor to see who that was out of bounds off of last. We know the ball ended up in Cube's hands, but who was it out of bounds off of? So to the replay monitor, you got a 4-point game. You're playing to 50. Big possession.
No, it is. Take a look at the end of the play. Shot is up. Robinson, Stevenson. That's the easy call. And it should be enemy's ball. Yep.
Quick review. Enemy's ball. And so there you can take a look at what is reviewable in the Big 3, including that out of bounds play. And a very quick review.
Yeah.
Enemy's ball out of bounds off of Stevens. Enemies 10 points away from the win. Have to win by 2, playing to 50. White, step back on McDonald. Royce White, presence felt. And now the enemies Deed it up looking for a stop late. McDonald rolls and gets the foul on White. Big bucket when they needed it from Big Mac.
Well, beautiful play. It was a misdirection play. The ball started going left. Then it came back and involved McDonald right here. Dribble a handoff and then a quick slip pick and roll. But that was an excellent drawn-up play to get McDonald free.
The bucket by McDonald and then closing out the three-point play. That ends a 20-2 run by the enemies.
Well, and more importantly, in the penalty, guess what? To get the ball back now and have a chance to capitalize on doing that, and they just did. So 6 points and 2 possessions right there for the Ball Hogs.
And in a hurry, we're even at 42. So after the 20-2 run, 6 straight for the Ball Hogs. White trying to put McDonald on skates. Robinson spins inside with a left. Enemies back on top.
I like the move. That time, Williams kind of anticipated Robinson getting to the basket with his right hand, but the spin move opened up the left-hand layup inside.
Marcus Williams, McDonald knocked away, gets it back, can't finish. Tap out into the hands of White, who lost it.
With the official
I haven't seen it. I mean, waiting to see if that's a travel call.
He has to. I mean, I know he slipped, but it got to be something. You got to call. You just can't give it back because he slipped. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Yeah, so.
And Rick Barry does as well. It's going to be enemy's ball here. That has to be a travel, right?
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, I mean, duh.
So can the enemies take advantage? Smith, step back, 3. Trying to draw the foul on McDonald. That's a play on. And now the ball into the hands of the Ball Hogs. Belatedly. Ball Hogs led it by 12 early. Enemies 20-2 run. And now in the home stretch, McDonald blocked by Robinson.
Give me
Get
all
up,
of that.
Frank Robinson.
Give me all of that.
And on to Craig Smith. Compton and Inglewood together.
Frank Robinson's not having it on my watch.
Stevenson launches the 3. Fight for the rebound. Won by Robinson again. Frank Robinson trying to bring it home for the enemies. McDonald swats it. Foul called.
On the play here, watch. Robinson, excellent timing. Pins it on the backboard. Smith loving it.
And now Robinson, 1 shot, 2 points. Enemies 2 points from the win. Robinson out of Cal State Fullerton. Now Rick Mahorn loved the energy from his team in the second half, and they have reaped the rewards. 6-point edge. Royce White backing in, knocked away by Stevenson. White, 4 to shoot. White's going to take it on Stevenson. Another chance for the Ball Hogs. Williams, quick trigger 3. 48-45. Have to win by 2. Timeout for Rick Mahorn and the enemies. Down to the wire, Ball Hogs and enemies. And you talked about with the Ball Hogs, 3 years in the Big 3. A lot of tight games, not a lot of wins. Here we are again.
Once again, I mean, different team, different faces, but yet and still you find yourself in the same situation. You're Coach Rick Barry, but here's a Big 3. But Williams finally in the corner. Now the question is that Rick Mahorn took the timeout in order to get the kind of play he wanted to finish this game. So you know the ball is going to end up probably in Royce White's hands, probably end up being a pick and roll. Now again, can't help too much off Craig Smith because he has the ability to knock down the shot. So you have to be solid defensively. If you're the Ball Hawk, you have to talk. And more importantly, finish the defense when the shot goes up, secure the rebound, and give yourself a chance on the offensive end.
So Rick Mahorn takes a timeout to set up what would be the game-winning possession. Lamar Odom out there, the co-captain out there too.
And Gilbert is back in the game.
That's exactly right.
Here.
Agent Zero.
Yep. Isolation right in the middle of the court.
Here's Arenas right on Woods. Takes it at him, draws the D, and a foul called on Quintel Woods, sending Gilbert Arenas to the line with a chance to win it.
Listen, sometimes you get the benefit of the doubt, and I think Gilbert got it right here. I thought that was pretty good defense, great defense by Quintel Woods, but Agent Zero is able to get that call.
Rick Barry and Rick Mahorn sharing a smile over that one as Arenas, one shot for 2 points. And Gilbert Arenas gives him 50. So not a big scoring day for Gilbert Arenas. 12 points, 4 for 10 shooting, but the free throw at the end, and the enemies come back from down 12 on the Ball Hogs, and Gilbert Arenas with a walk-off free throw winner, 50-45. Enemies get their first win of the year. The Ball Hogs fall to 0-2, losing another tight one. And we still didn't get the Brian Scalarbine 2 3-points.
See, I believe if Scal was in there, it could have been a different outcome.
Now, Michael's going to talk to Gilbert Arenas, who certainly had an impact on this one.
All right, unprecedented access with Gilbert Arenas, a.k.a. the Hibachi. You looked questionable in the first half, but the enemies picked it up in the second pace. Why? What happened?
You know, the rules, just understanding that, when you're in a penalty, they get the ball back after a free throw. So, if you looked in the first half, they had 11 points on the free throw line. So, that's what it was. Like, other than that, it was a good game in the first half. Just the free throws just took it apart.
You were talking to the refs. Did the physicality throw you off at all, Hibachi?
No, actually, I thought it was going to be more physical. I thought it was going to be more physical, but, this is fine.
And what did you think of your teammate Royce White last week? He got ejected early. What do you think of his debut?
It's just great that we bounced back. The energy, through the players is high since it's our first year. So, once we calm down and get our feet wet, it'll be a lot easier.
Well, everybody's excited to have you in the Big 3. Congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
Fellas?